All right, our old friend Craig Baker, Executive Director at Curl Manitoba, joins us now. Thanks for joining us again, Craig. The season's actually winding down here. How has the season gone for you and your team at Curl Manitoba?
Oh, it's been a great season.
Yeah.
The host committees that we've ran our provincials that have been great. We have a few more provincials to go. We just finished the seniors here at Deer Lodge, another great facility. And then the mixed and the masters are coming up later in March. But I mean, the Viterra Championships and the Scotties Championships are marquee events. Holding the Scotties in Winnipeg, that was definitely a highlight for me. I was absolutely pumped to see what Charleswood Curling Club did and how good the Iroquois Arena looked. So that's probably going to stand out as a highlight for me.
Sounds awesome. Something coming up in the next couple of months is called the Business of Curling Symposium. You were telling me just before we went on here that this is something that hasn't been held in Manitoba in ages. So first of all, what is this event going to feature?
It's going to feature some guest speakers. We're bringing them in from all across Canada. Really, Curling Canada organizes it. We help facilitate it from the on-ground standpoint, but the speakers and that is brought in by Curling Canada, and it's really an opportunity for our presidents and our key members of clubs to really get for lack of a better phrase, a professional development opportunity right here at home. They don't have to go anywhere. We're holding it in Winnipeg, and we're paying some costs for rural Manitoba to come into Winnipeg for a weekend in April, and really just to learn about some new things that they're doing everywhere in Canada, and whether or not it's from Learn to Curl to business of curling to social media. There's a lot of key things out there, and it's a way for people to learn.
Why did you think this was a good idea to have and bring it to Winnipeg and Manitoba? You said it's happening in BC almost on an annual basis. Why do you think it was needed in Manitoba?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I think it was held here successfully. I'm going to say about 12 years ago. I think they tried maybe six or 7 years ago to hold it again. It didn't get a big uptake. But I think it's just something that we need to do to show to the clubs, and maybe show is not the right word, but to basically help the clubs and say, hey, there's things we can bring in here to help you guys out, and this is definitely one of them, and we'll see. Hopefully it's something we can bring back every couple of years. We think people are excited about it. We know there's some people that are very excited to come now. We have about 18 clubs. We know there's a couple more interested, so we're looking at about 20% of our clubs are attending now, which we're okay with. A lot of rural Manitoba's coming in, so I think we have about 4 to 5 city clubs, and then another 15 or so rural clubs that are coming in for it. So, it's something to help the grassroots, to help grow our sport. One of our strategic initiatives is to definitely grow in some targeted areas, and if we don't give the clubs the tools to grow, they're not going to grow on their own. So it's definitely something we need to do.
Yeah, well, these clubs that are attending, when they leave the symposium, the event after the 3 days, what do you want them kind of thinking to themselves after going through all those presentations?
Yeah, one of my big things whenever I attend a workshop or something like this is what can I do on Monday? What can I implement? So my hope is that there's somebody from each club that attended that's coming in, and their wheels are turning, and that they put into motion a planning so that come September, October, whenever the ice goes in at their club, they are starting a new initiative at their club. And that is definitely my hope, is that something new is happening at every single club that attends, and that's just going to help our sport grow. And we had some small increases in numbers last year, and we want to see that continue.
Well, for those clubs who may be still interested in signing up, when is the event, where is the event, and how can they get registered?
Yeah, the best thing is to contact our office at Curl Manitoba. Lori McDonnell is coordinated from our staff perspective. It's held in Winnipeg at the Best Western by the airport, and it's April 21st to 23rd. Schedule's still being finalized, but there's a ton of information on our website, and yeah, please check it out and ask us any questions, and we're still tailoring it, so if there's some big requests that come in, we can adapt and hopefully meet them.
Craig Banker, thank you once again. The Business of Curling Symposium going in April. Stay tuned for more Hurry Hard. All right, paying us a visit here at the Deer Lodge from the Assiniboine Memorial Curling Club is the manager there, Paul Batchelor. Paul, the Assiniboine Memorial hosting the Provincial Travelers Curling Club Championships in a few weeks. First of all, why was this event that Assiniboine Memorial wanted to host when you guys applied for it?
Well, basically, it's a club curling event, i.e. club champions from across the province, which of course is grassroots curling, which we'd like to support. And also, it's a good competitive event without getting into the elites and the near elites, so it's at that level. It's good for the club. We have a good volunteer base, so we don't hesitate to take on events. And quite honestly, that particular level of curling supports the restaurant and the bar quite well. So it's all about revenues, competitiveness, and a certain level of curling, if you will, which the Travelers offers for sure in spades.
You said you've been involved with this tournament. To me, you told me, since 2009 or so. How has this thing grown over the years? Are more people getting involved in it? Are they liking the idea? How has it grown over the years?
Yeah, good point. I got involved in 2009 by accident, or maybe I forced my way into the issue, doesn't matter. It's grown leaps and bounds since then. Getting back to the club curling aspect, there's not a lot for club curlers to shoot for, i.e. the Briars and the Scotties are kind of out of their reach. This offers a good opportunity to be competitive and curl at the regional, provincial, and national level. And we've actually had teams that have gone to the nationals and they come back and they can't say enough for what used to be called the Dominion. There's a bit of history now, it's the Travelers. Of what the sponsors do for the event, i.e. as far as hospitality and how they treat the folks, and the caliber of curling from across the country is just at the club level is very, very good. So it's grown in popularity. The Dominion and the Travelers now throw a fair amount of money at it, so it's well sponsored. Curling Canada's into the operational aspects now. All that to say, it's grown because it is so good, and it is so good for the club curler. So that's why it's kind of taken off as it has.
Maybe give some of your teams who will be competing in this a plug or two, or some of the other teams who will be competing in this year's provincials.
Well, we have our host, as the host club, we get 2 host teams. So we have a Scott Barth team as our men's league representatives in this event. They won our club championship, so it was kind of an easy one there. On the ladies host team, it was a bit of a different decision process for a number of reasons. I won't go into too much detail. All that to say, one of our day ladies teams is representing the club as a host team. Albeit not quite as competitive as some other teams, but they volunteer a lot at the club. It's a good way to recognize their efforts, and they'll be our host team for the ladies side of it.
All right. Yeah, and finally, when are the dates of the Provincial Championship, the Travelers Provincial Championship, and how can folks get their ticket?
16th to the 19th of March. There's information on Curling Manitoba website with all the ticket prices and who to contact. I'm obviously the contact that's on the site. And also, if they want to drop by the club between now and then, we can make sure tickets are available. Reasonably priced, if I can give the price, is $10 for the event and $5 a day. So we hope to get lots of folks out. The price is right. And they're going to see some great curling. Starting on the 16th, we have the opening ceremony. We have a banquet, curling 3 draws a day until it wraps up on the Sunday, potentially the Monday, depending on tiebreakers. And then we wish the winners well as they go to Kingston, Ontario next fall for the National.
Outstanding. A trip to Kingston on the line. Finally, I'll ask you, I was talking with Craig Baker earlier in the show about the Business of Curling Symposium being held in April. You will be one of the clubs attending from Manitoba. What do you guys hope to learn, hope to gain from this event?
Well, as you can appreciate, the curling has changed an awful lot. It's more of a business now to be able to run your club financially in a good way. Even though I'm a part-time manager, I still have lots to learn as far as running a curling club as per a business practice, if you will. I mean, we're doing quite well at our club. Having said that, the focus is on club managers. There's a few board members that are going to attend the seminar as well. At the end of the day, it's a changing business, it's a changing world, it's a changing demographic, and there's perhaps smarter ways to do things than some clubs are doing, which is what the symposium is going to offer. So it'll be a good exchange of information. Lots of stuff to take back to the club and grow the future, because curling is becoming a tough business to try and manage and maintain in this day and age. So these symposiums offer some expertise, if you will, towards the club operations, which I think we'll learn a few things. Having said that, we do fairly well once again, but there's always something to be learned, and this is why we're going to the seminar.
Paul Batchelor, thanks so much for leaving the home confines of the Assiniboine Memorial and paying us a visit at the Deer Lodge.
Always good to see you again, and I look forward to seeing the episode, and it'll do our club some good. And come on out and see the Traveler Provincials. I'll give it a plug in next year for the Senior Provincials. Our club is a going concern, so come on by any time and join our club if you wish as well.
All right, Paul Batchelor, thank you very much. Stay tuned for more Hurry Hard.